If life ever knocked you down so hard that you thought this is the end, listen carefully, because the story you're about to hear proves that even from a wheelchair, a human spirit can stand taller than mountains. This is not just motivation. This is a reminder that as long as you are breathing, your growth is not over. There was a time when a young woman believed her life would be simple, ordinary, and predictable. She had dreams like everyone else. She imagined a future filled with movement, colors, and freedom. But life doesn't always ask for permission before it changes everything. One accident, one moment, and suddenly the world she knew collapsed. Doctors said she would never walk again. Some even said she wouldn't survive. Pain surrounded her, not just in her body, but in her mind. The kind of pain that whispers at night, telling you that your best days are gone. That woman was Muneeba Mazari. For many people, such news would feel like a full stop at the end of life's sentence. But Muneeba chose to see it as a comma, a pause, a painful pause, yes, but not the end. In the beginning, she didn't feel strong. She cried, she questioned, she felt angry. And that is important to understand. Strength didn't come first, honesty did. She allowed herself to feel broken because pretending to be okay doesn't heal you. Accepting your reality does. Days turned into nights and nights turned into long, silent battles with her own thoughts. She watched the world move while she remained still. People walked past her, running toward their goals, while she sat wondering if she still had any. And then one day, a simple but powerful realization entered her heart. If I cannot change my situation, I can change my attitude. That thought didn't remove the pain, but it gave her direction. Improvement doesn't always start with action. Sometimes it starts with a decision that says, I refuse to give up on myself. Muneeba began asking different questions. Not why me, but what now? Not what did I lose, but what do I still have? And slowly, the answers began to reshape her life. She still had her mind. She still had her voice. She still had the ability to inspire, to create, to grow. So she picked up a paintbrush, not because she wanted fame, but because art became her therapy. Each stroke on the canvas was a conversation with her pain. Each color was a reminder that life still had beauty left in it. She wasn't trying to be perfect. She was trying to be better than yesterday. And that is the heart of self-improvement. It's not about competing with others. It's about refusing to stay stuck in who you were yesterday. Some days improvement looks like running forward. Other days, it looks like simply not quitting. Both count. People often think improvement requires motivation first, but the truth is action creates motivation. Muneeba didn't wait to feel ready. She started while she was scared, while she was unsure, while she was hurting. And as she moved forward, confidence followed. Not confidence in her body, but confidence in her worth. Society often measures success by physical strength, speed, and perfection. But Muneeba rewrote that definition. She showed the world that true strength is waking up every day and choosing hope when despair feels easier. That improvement is not about fixing what's broken, but about discovering what's unbreakable. She faced judgment. People stared. Some felt pity. Others doubted her abilities. But she didn't let their limited vision define her future. Instead of shrinking, she expanded. Instead of hiding, she spoke. She used her voice to remind others that disability does not mean inability. That scars are not symbols of weakness, but proof of survival. And here is the lesson for you. You don't need to be in a wheelchair to feel stuck. You can feel paralyzed by fear, by failure, by past mistakes, or by other people's expectations. But just like Muneeba, you have a choice. You can stay where you are, or you can improve slowly, painfully, imperfectly, but consistently. Never stop improving yourself, not because the world demands it, but because you deserve it. You owe it to the version of you that survived your hardest days. Growth doesn't mean forgetting your pain. It means carrying it with wisdom. It means turning wounds into windows through which others can see light. Muneeba didn't become powerful because life was kind to her. She became powerful because she decided not to surrender her spirit. And every day she wakes up, she improves, not by walking, but by rising in purpose, in courage, and in impact. And as you listen to her story, ask yourself honestly, if she can rebuild her life from a hospital bed, what excuse is stopping you from taking one small step today? She once said that when life breaks you, it gives you two choices: let the cracks define you, or let the light pass through them. And she chose the light. That choice did not come with applause or instant success. It came with loneliness, slow progress, and moments when giving up felt easier than continuing. But improvement was never about speed for her. It was about direction. Every single day, she worked on becoming mentally stronger than her circumstances. While her body was limited, her thinking refused to be. She read, she learned, she spoke, and she listened. She surrounded herself with purpose, not pity. And that's a powerful reminder for you. Your environment shapes your growth. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, excuses, and fear, improvement becomes almost impossible. But when you choose growth-focused thoughts, even a painful life can produce a powerful story. Muneeba learned to celebrate small victories. Sitting up without help, finishing a painting, speaking on a stage despite trembling inside. These small wins stacked up, slowly building a life that many able-bodied people never build, a life of meaning. Self-improvement is not about massive overnight change. It's about small promises kept daily, and each promise you keep to yourself builds trust with your own soul. There were days when her smile hit exhaustion, when strength felt heavy, when progress felt invisible, but she understood something most people miss. Consistency beats motivation every time. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline, showing up even when you don't feel like it, is what transforms you. Improvement is not a feeling, it's a habit. As her voice grew stronger, people started listening. Not because she demanded attention, but because authenticity attracts hearts. She spoke about self-worth, resilience, and the courage to accept yourself fully. And in doing so, she healed parts of others that she didn't even know were broken. That's the magic of self-improvement. When you work on yourself, you unknowingly give others permission to do the same. She refused to be introduced as a victim. She chose to be known as a survivor, an artist, a speaker, a woman of impact. Labels can either limit you or liberate you. It depends on which ones you accept. The world will always try to define you by your worst moment. Self-improvement is the act of redefining yourself by your strongest response. Now pause for a moment and look at your own life. What are you letting define you? A failure, a rejection, a delay? Or are you willing to be defined by your effort, your growth, and your refusal to quit? You don't need a perfect plan. You need a clear intention to be better than yesterday. Never stop improving yourself, because the moment you stop growing, fear starts growing instead. Comfort zones feel safe, but they slowly suffocate your potential. Growth is uncomfortable, yes, but regret is far more painful. Muneeba's journey teaches us that improvement is not about changing your body or your past. It's about upgrading your mindset, your habits, and your self-belief. She didn't wait for life to become easy. She became stronger, and that is the choice in front of you right now. Life may not get lighter, but you can get stronger. You can learn more, you can forgive more, you can try again. This story is not meant to make you emotional for a few minutes and then forget it. It's meant to wake you up, to remind you that as long as you are alive, your story is still being written, and every day you hold the pen. You don't need to rewrite your whole life in one day. Muneeba didn't. She rewrote one thought at a time, one belief at a time. She replaced "I can't" with "let me try." And that shift, as small as it sounds, changed everything. Because improvement begins the moment you stop arguing with your limitations and start working with your possibilities. She accepted help without feeling weak. That alone was growth. Many people stay stuck because they confuse independence with isolation. True self-improvement allows you to lean on others while still standing strong in who you are. Muneeba understood that asking for support doesn't make you smaller. It makes your journey longer and stronger. There were moments when society tried to shrink her dreams, when people expected less from her because of her condition, but she refused to borrow their low expectations. Instead, she set her own standards. And here's the truth most people avoid. If you don't decide who you are becoming, the world will decide for you, and the world is rarely generous. So she kept showing up, on stages, on canvases, in conversations, even when fear sat beside her. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision that growth matters more than comfort. Every time she spoke her truth, she improved, not just as a speaker, but as a human being who chose purpose over pain. And improvement didn't make her arrogant. It made her grateful, grateful for breath, for time, for the chance to influence even one life. When you improve yourself with the right intention, you don't look down on others. You lift them up. You don't compete. You contribute. Think about this. How many times have you delayed becoming better because you were waiting for the right time? Muneeba's story proves there is no perfect moment. There is only now. Now is all you ever have. Improvement delayed is improvement denied. Never stop improving yourself, because growth is the only way to honor what you've been through. Your struggles were not meant to break you. They were meant to shape you. And when you grow, you turn your pain into purpose, your mess into a message. Muneeba Mazari didn't become a symbol of strength by ignoring her pain. She became one by facing it, learning from it, and rising above it again and again. Her life reminds us that you are not behind, you are not finished, and you are definitely not powerless. So take one step today, read one page, speak one truth, forgive one wound, start one habit. Improvement is not loud. It's quiet, consistent, and deeply personal. But over time, it changes everything. This is where her journey meets yours. And the question is no longer about her strength. It's about your next move. And now, as this story comes to a pause, remember this one truth. Your life does not need to look like someone else's to be meaningful. Muneeba Mazari didn't wait for her legs to move, she moved hearts instead. She didn't wait for life to be fair, she became fearless. And that is why her story matters. Never stop improving yourself, not when it gets hard, not when progress feels invisible, and not when the world underestimates you. Improvement is the quiet decision you make every morning to rise, sometimes physically, always mentally. It's choosing growth over excuses, purpose over pain, and courage over comfort. You are not late, you are not broken, you are becoming. If you are breathing, you still have work to do. Work on your mindset, work on your discipline, work on your courage, because the strongest people are not those who never fall, they are the ones who refuse to stay down. Let today be the day you stop waiting for motivation and start building consistency. Let today be the day you promise yourself that no matter what life takes away, it will never take your will to grow. And one day, someone will look at your journey the way we look at hers. Not because your life was easy, but because you never stopped improving yourself. Keep going. Your story is not over yet.